It was just past midnight, and the streets of Islamabad were silent. Too silent. I thought I was safe in my Uber ride home, till the road disappeared into the forest, and something invisible began following me. I never believed silence could have a sound until the night it started following me. There was no reason for me to be on that forest road, no reason for me to be awake at that hour, no reason at all to think that the world could change in a single breath. But it did. It changed the moment I stepped into that car, the moment the forest swallowed the last bit of light behind us, the moment the air became colder than death itself. It was supposed to be a simple late-night ride home. The city behind me still glowed faintly, like a dying ember. But ahead of us, the road stretched into a darkness so complete it felt alive, as if something waited inside it with patience, older than the trees themselves. I didn't notice anything off at first. The driver seemed tired, but normal, keeping his eyes glued to the road like anyone trying to get through a shift he wanted to forget. His hands held the steering wheel too tightly though, knuckles pale even in the dim interior light. I thought it was fatigue. I told myself it was fatigue, but part of me knew he was afraid long before anything strange happened. The car moved deeper into the forest, the headlights cutting only a thin path in the suffocating dark. No birds, no insects, no wind, just the hum of the engine echoing in a place that should have been filled with the sounds of life. I looked out the window, and for some reason, maybe instinct, maybe fate, I felt watched, not by a person, not by an animal, by the road itself, as if the forest had eyes hidden between the branches, staring without blinking. The driver suddenly inhaled sharply, not loudly, but like someone bracing for a punch. I glanced at him, and he avoided my eyes. His throat bobbed as he swallowed. You're going home, right? His voice trembled, like he was reciting something rehearsed. Yeah, I said. Just home. He nodded too fast. Good. That's good. Home is good. The way he said it made something inside me tighten. I shifted slightly in the back seat, and that was when I saw it. Not clearly, no shape, no figure, just the faintest impression in the seat cushion beside me, dipping downward as if someone invisible was sitting there. I blinked, rubbed my eyes, looked again. The fabric was compressed, like weight, sitting right next to me. My breath caught in my throat. I leaned forward instinctively, closer to the front. Hey, do you? The driver didn't let me finish. Don't look back, he whispered. His voice cracked like something inside him had splintered long ago. I stared at him, frozen. Why? I asked. He didn't answer at first. When he finally spoke again, his words felt like they were being forced out. Because once you see her clearly, she doesn't let you go. The temperature dropped so fast, my skin prickled. A coldness seeped through the car and wrapped around my spine like icy fingers. The cushion beside me dipped lower, the weight shifting, leaning closer. A soft breath, cold, moist, touched the back of my neck. I shuddered violently, clenching my jaw to stop my teeth from chattering. Keep your eyes forward, he said again, barely able to speak. Please. The lights flickered inside the car, once, twice, then went out entirely. Only the headlights remained, and even they dimmed, as if something ahead was swallowing the light. A whisper rose from the back seat, not a voice, not human. A thin, rasping exhale that stretched into shape, stopped the car. The sound slithered into my ears, soft but sharp enough to tear into the quiet. My heart slammed inside my chest. Did you hear that? The driver's hands tightened so hard on the wheel I heard his knuckles crack. Don't answer her, he whispered. Don't speak to her. The whisper grew louder. Stop the car. Stop the car. It wasn't just a sound anymore, moved through the air like a living thing. The hair on my arms rose, my throat tightened, and for a moment I thought I would faint. She hates when there are two people, the driver said, voice trembling. She thinks we're leaving her behind. The seat beside me jerked violently, like something had leaped forward in anger. The entire vehicle shook. The driver nearly lost control, swerving as the steering wheel twisted in his grip. "Hold on," he shouted. The road blurred. Trees flashed past like twisted shadows reaching for the car. My breath rattled in my chest. The whispering turned into a hiss, so harsh it felt like it scraped the air itself. "You can't leave." A sound erupted from behind me, part scream, part howl, part something no living creature should ever produce. The car windows shuddered under the force of it. I clamped my hands over my ears, but the sound was inside my skull, vibrating through my bones. "Faster," I yelled. "Just go." "I am," the driver screamed back. "But this road doesn't let you leave unless it wants to." "What the hell does that mean?" He didn't answer. He couldn't. The scream behind us rose again, and this time it was followed by a thud. Something slammed into the back of my seat. Hard. The impact shot through me like electricity. I lurched forward, gasping. Then something cold brushed the side of my face. I froze, unable to move, unwilling to see what was there. A shape leaned in close, closer than breath, closer than thought. The smell of wet soil and old, stagnant water seeped into my lungs. "Leave her with me." The driver shouted. "Don't listen. She lies. She always lies." A gust of freezing air blasted through the car, as if the doors had opened, but they hadn't. The pressure dropped so suddenly it felt like my eardrums might burst. The forest around us seemed to tilt, bending inward, trees curving like they were leaning to watch us pass. I couldn't hold back anymore. Against my will, some mix of instinct and terror, turned my head just slightly, just enough. I saw her, not clearly at first, a white shape, a woman, or what was left of one, floating inches above the seat. Her hair drifted around her like she was underwater. Her face was pale and torn, a hollowed-out shell with black pits where eyes should have been. Her mouth hung open, wider than any human jaw could open, stretching impossibly as a faint white mist seeped out like escaping breath. She lunged. I screamed and jerked away, slamming against the door so hard pain shot through my shoulder. The driver shouted something, but it was lost in another shrieking wail that filled the car. The vehicle hurtled forward, engine roaring, tires skidding on the damp road. The forest seemed to close in, branches scraping the windows like claws, as if something outside wanted to help whatever was inside. The woman's hand, skeletal, dripping with something dark, reached toward my throat. I clawed at the seatbelt, trying to free myself, but my fingers shook too much to grip anything. The driver suddenly yelled, "Hold on to something." He swerved violently, throwing the car sideways. The woman was flung backward, slamming into the side of the vehicle with a sickening crunch. The lights flickered again. The radio crackled with static. Then whispered voices filled the air, hundreds of overlapping murmurs, all saying the same word in different tones: "Stay." I felt something tug at my shirt, hard, something unseen. It tried to pull me back, dragging me toward the darkness gathering in the back seat. "No," I fought, grabbing the door handle, the seat, anything I could. "Let go." The driver was shouting prayers under his breath, trembling so violently I could hear his teeth chattering. The car sped faster and faster until the engine went dangerously, but the forest didn't end. The road didn't change. It was as if we were trapped in an endless loop. "She won't stop," he cried. "She wants one of us." The cold hand at my back gripped harder, nails like ice piercing through my clothes, dragging me inch by inch. My legs kicked uselessly. The inside of the car warped, shadows twisting in impossible shapes, as if the darkness itself was alive. Then, suddenly, a blinding white light erupted ahead of us. The forest dissolved into pure, brilliant radiance. The woman shrieked, recoiling as if burned. Her form flickered, dissolved, then tore apart into wisps of smoke that spiraled wildly before vanishing. The car burst into the light, For a moment, there was nothing but silence. No sound, no cold, no forest, just blinding white. Then the light dimmed. The world slowly returned soft morning sunlight, the distant chirping of birds, the gentle warmth of dawn. The car rolled to a stop on the side of a quiet road. Steam rising from the hood, the driver slumped over the wheel, sobbing. I stared out the window, shaking uncontrollably. The forest entrance was behind us. A sign stood beside the road. No nitrogen monoxide entry after sunset for your safety. My chest tightened. We should never have been there. I slowly opened the door, stepping out into the morning air. For a moment, I thought it was over. I thought we were safe. Then I saw it. A faint handprint on the rear window. Long fingers, pressed from the inside. As I watched, it slowly faded, as if something was letting go, or waiting. I backed away, breath shaking, because even now, days later, when I walk alone in the dark, even when I convince myself it was over, sometimes I hear a whisper behind me. Soft, cold, familiar. Stop the car. If you enjoyed this true horror story, hit like and subscribe for more terrifying story. If your heart is still beating, you're not alone.